Good morning, everyone. Well, it's going to be dry during the day today in northwest Indiana, but there is a chance of rain tonight, and unfortunately, yes, there is a small chance of severe storms that we have to talk about. So let's get to all the details in your Saturday forecast, sponsored by NIPSCO, 9 a.m. this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, completely dry, and it's still going to be completely dry at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which should be about the time we're hitting our high temperatures. And yes, once again, except right next to the lake, it looks like the low 80s once again. So I gotta say, I gotta call it a nice day during the day today. I mean, warm temperatures, breezy gusts around 20 miles per hour, no crazy wind, and dry. Now, beginning around 7 o'clock, I do see a rain chance beginning for us. I gotta say, the evening hours for us in northwest Indiana, not looking that stormy. Isolated showers and storms, but the problem is, if we do get a thunderstorm to pop up in northwest Indiana, it could be severe. So a chance beginning around 7 o'clock this evening. And look at 9 o'clock. One thing I do want to highlight here, if you're planning on spending the evening in Chicago versus northwest Indiana, I do see a better chance of storms in and around Chicago and areas west of us than over northwest Indiana. So I've got to mention not only more likely that you're going to encounter storms if you're in Chicago, but also a better chance of severe storms. So look at the difference around Chicago versus northwest Indiana at 9 o'clock. So a higher threat, it looks like, to the north and west of us, but close. So we got to mention it as well. It just doesn't look like as many storms over us as to the north and west. So lower chance of rain and therefore a lower chance of severe storms. I tell you what, I don't see scattered showers and storms, so a good chance of rain for us until about midnight. So again, the evening hours, just isolated activity, unless you're going to be in Chicago, but just isolated activity for northwest Indiana. But around midnight, actually what we're going to see is the cold front start to push in. But the good news is, with the cold front not arriving until midnight, we'll already have cooled down some. Now, not as much as we're going to cool down behind the cold front, but the atmosphere is going to be more stable around midnight than it would be early evening hours. So, still got to mention chance for severe storms initially, and I will say a better chance for storms and severe storms in the south and western part of the farther north and east you live, the less likely it is because it's going to take a little bit longer for this cold front to come in. So I think the storms are going to be losing their intensity as they roll in. Midnight, 1 a.m., and I gotta be honest with you, it looks like by 2 a.m. the atmosphere too stable. The cold front's still over us, so still a good chance of showers and storms, but the chance of severe storms by 2 a.m. Coming to an end. Now, I still have to say that once the rain moves in over us, it is definitely going to linger, looking quite wet, especially through the morning hours tomorrow. Lots of showers and weak storms, but the chance for severe storms, again, coming to an end by 2 a.m. So, the window of opportunity for severe storms is 7 o'clock this evening when the rain chance begins until 2 a.m. And as I mentioned, during the evening hours until about midnight, it looks like just isolated activity. So actually, I think the best chance for severe storms from us is going to be at the tail end of this, midnight, 1 a.m. But again, the storm's probably starting to lose their intensity already. So we're not talking about a high chance of severe storms. It is a low chance. We're not concerned about tornadoes. We're not concerned about flooding. At the most, we're talking about an inch of rain in spots, but most probably a quarter inch, half an inch of rain. But I do have to mention it is a possibility we could see some damaging hail and wind, though the chance is low. Do have to mention it's possible that in a couple spots we could see up to penny-size hail and wind gusts as high as 50 miles per hour.